everyone, welcome back to my channel. I filmed 2 videos in one day, so that's why I might be wearing the same outfit and the same makeup. So yeah, just to let you guys know about that. Hope you're all well and safe. So today's video is going to be about gun versus the nose piercing gun versus the needle piercing for the nose. And I've personally got both of them done, and I'm just going to tell you my experience, not experience, but I'm going to tell you my advice and tips, I guess, on gun and the needle and stuff like that. But the disclaimer that this is not a professional advice. This is just my own few tips and things that I want to share with you guys. But yeah, having said that, make sure you do your research before you get any of these done, because it is very, very important. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into the video. So let's start off with gun. So gun piercings are usually done in a jewelry shop or any kind of shop that do gun piercing. I got mine done in a jewelry shop and it was relatively cheap compared to needle piercing, which I got done after several years. But yeah, I don't know if the pricing has changed right now, I'm not sure, but at the time when I got it done, the gun was much cheaper, like around £5, £5 or £10. Number 2 is that, so the gun is not designed for the nose because it's not safe and it's not sterile and anyone can literally do it. I think the jewelry man in the shop just did it for me and it was quick. Yeah, it hurt for a while, but I feel like it was quick and easy and just done, dusted. And they didn't really give any advice or anything. They just got that done, got their money, and we left. I sat down for 5 minutes because it was hurting, so I needed to take a break. But yeah, gun piercing is just quick and easy, and it can also damage your nose. So your tissue around your nose is very, very sensitive, which means that as a gun is applied, it can shatter and rip the tissue out, which is not good because it just shatters it and it leaves a weird line. For me personally, that did happen, unfortunately, because I went in there without no knowledge. I was like, okay, yeah, let me just go with my mom and get it done and stuff like that. So it ended up, my whole nose hole ended up getting closed, and I tried to do everything to make sure it doesn't get closed, but it did, and it wasn't nice. I think I got bumps around it because I didn't take care of it properly. I didn't do research. I didn't ask the people, and I'm sure they wouldn't know because they wouldn't be professionals in nose piercing, if that makes any sense. So yeah, and it left like a huge line like around my nose. I still have it, but you can't really see it. Only like I can see it, and if you're really close to me, you can. But yeah, it damaged my tissue for all these years and it left a mark, and it's quite sad. But after that, it was like over 5 years that I've never got my nose piercing done after that because just couldn't be bothered and it hurts so much. So I guess the tissue that was damaged healed up and left a little scar down, but it's fine, you know. I mean, it's not fine because this is why I'm doing this video, like, so you guys are aware of what you want to do, which one you want to choose. Okay, so yeah, it damages the tissue around your nose, and which is very sensitive. And as I said, it's not clean enough, so you want to put something that's clean, that's going through basically one of your body parts, especially on your face where everyone looks at you on a day-to-day basis. So you want to make sure that anything going through your skin or a body part is clean and sterilized. Make sure it's safe to use and you trust the person. So with the gun piercing, it's not safe and sanitary, so that's just on its own, it tells you that you shouldn't get it done by a gun in the first place. And yeah, so those were like the little tips which I wanted to talk about for gun nose piercing. But if you are going to do gun nose piercing, then make sure you do your full research. Even if you're watching this video, make sure you just go on the internet and just look for everything so that you're confident to go. But yeah, I would personally not recommend gun piercing because of my personal experience. I think it's a bit of a money-making idea, because I remember I went to a pharmacy and they said, yeah, we do gun nose piercing and aftercare and everything. So okay, yeah, if this was me 5-10 years ago, I would be like, yeah, okay, that's fine, they are professionals, they work in the pharmacy and I'll get it done. But in reality, it's all for money. So they're providing the service for money, and of course they have aftercare, but that's just to get you to get your nose piercing done by a gun. But yeah, some people have successful stories, which good for them, but for me personally, it's a no. Okay, so let's move on to the good parts, which is what I did as well as a gun. So I did needle nose piercing very recently. There's so many nose piercing videos on my channel if you want to check it out. Just help yourself, please. So the needle is very clean because it's already pre-packaged and it's a sterile needle inside the packaging, and you know, they open it in front of you, which who doesn't want? So that kind of makes you think already that it's safe for you and your nose, and it can then be used on you. And yeah, so it needs to be clean, like, come on. And also it's a needle, so the needle is going to be precise, so wherever you want it, it's going to go directly there. The next tip that I want to say is that they are professionals. So if you go to a tattoo place or a needle shop, whatever, they are professionals, they have qualification, they have a technique of doing it, and of course check the reviews. I don't know what's going on with my throat. I think I need water. They are professionals and they have a qualification. They have a specific technique that they've been doing again and again and again. They've been practicing for a long time to get what they want and make sure their customers are happy. And of course, check the reviews out of the shop, which is what I did. Yeah, check the reviews, see what other people say, see if there's any photographs, and make sure you read them before you go in. Be prepared, I guess. And also, because they are professionals, they're going to give you some aftercare tips, and also you can rely on them. So after a couple of months, ask them that is okay if I can contact you, ask you any questions about my nose and the healing process. Ask them that and I'm sure they'll say yes. And yeah, that's like an extra added bonus that you can take along with you. Whereas with the gun piercing, I feel like there wouldn't be any reviews because it's a jewelry shop and people will talk about the jewelry and not the nose piercing. I don't know, but make sure you do your research. Other tips beside this is that make sure you eat before you go. Have like a small meal or something to keep you going and make sure you have energy, I guess, because when the needle goes in suddenly, for some people it can cause the nose to bleed a bit. You know, it can also make you feel a bit dizzy and nauseous, I guess. So make sure you eat and you like keep the energy flowing, and yeah, you don't want to be, you know, out of energy suddenly. But yeah, make sure you eat. That's the main point. Okay, so the next point is to take someone with you. It's obviously a preference and a personal choice if you want to take your mom, friend, sister, whoever with you. I was originally planning to go alone, but I'm so glad that I had a friend with me because I kind of didn't trust the person that was doing the nose piercing on me. I don't know why, but in the end I did trust her after the whole process, which is which is so dumb. But yeah, make sure you take a person with you or not, however you are comfortable. And secondly, make sure you trust the person, because if you don't, you're going to feel more anxious, scared, and nervous, and it's not going to be good. Yeah, from personal experience. Okay, moving on. Make sure you know where to pierce. That's an obvious. That's an obvious point. But if you're going to be like left or right nose, you're going to need to make sure where in that region. So I got it done in the same exact spot as when I got my gun piercing done. And yeah, just how there's no point me getting it done on the right, because I just want it in the same spot and not have too many lines or dots on my nose. But yeah, it's obviously a preference. Make sure you know where you're gonna get your nose piercing done so that they can get on with the process and it's quick and easy. Yeah, of course, in the end, different people have different experiences, and yeah, my experience was quite dramatic, but